active in taking strikes against ISIS leaders. But my next guest is one of the few Democratic senators who's agitated for Congress to take a greater role in approving this military action. It's Virginia Senator Tim Kaine, and he joins me now, and he's been relentless on this issue to the point I imagine you get frustrated that it seems as if the White House doesn't listen to you. But before I get to that topic, Senator, I had two senators on yesterday who both said you guys were going to get a briefing this morning on what the U.S. knows or doesn't know about the Russian plane. What did you learn in that briefing that you can share with us?
Chuck, I tell you, I think that briefing was with the Intel Committee. I'm on Foreign Relations and Armed Services, was not in that briefing, so I'm basically following the same news you are. There are some signs that might suggest that it could be a bomb, but plenty of other investigation to be done. So we don't really know. And I think it'll be a while before we know. But I think it's relevant for purposes of the conversation you and I are having, this battle against ISIL. The president started the battle on August 8, 2014, unilaterally. Congress was in recess. An American consul in Erbil was under attack or potential threat. So the president said, I want to protect this embassy and protect Mount Sinjar Yazidis from a humanitarian crisis. This is what we're going to do. What has happened since then in nearly 16 months? This war against ISIL is mutated. It's not just Iraq and Syria. There's also ISIL presence in Afghanistan, Yemen, Somalia, Libya, now potentially the Sinai, and we've even deployed troops to Cameroon to be positioned against Boko Haram, which has pledged allegiance to ISIL. We've lost American hostages, American service members not in combat, and now had a combat death. It's cost $4.7 billion. And Congress has still not had a vote to authorize a war. I view the legal authority of it as very, very questionable right now.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, when he announced the decision to do what he did in Erbil, I thought he was going to have to do something within 90 days for Congress. Did that happen?
That is what the War Powers Resolution of 1973 requires. He sent to Congress a letter saying, I'm deploying military assets. And under that act, Chuck, a president can notify Congress and act for 60 days. But if Congress doesn't affirmatively approve at the end of 60 days, the president has 30 days to remove troops from the combat theater, and that's not happened. 16 months. And you see all these other consequences.
Well, what is it? Let me pause you there, because is it, here's my theory, is it that you have congressional leadership, Democrats and Republicans in this case. I had an interview with Speaker Ryan on his first day, and I asked him whether he thought he needed congressional approval on this, and he said, wait and see. I get the sense that the leaders are afraid of this vote.
Chuck, I think you're right. This is Congress being afraid to do the most solemn Article I job that Congress must do, which is declare war, and it's setting a horrible precedent. Presidents aren't supposed to start offensive wars without votes of Congress, but we are now 16 months into a war, and Congress has hardly had 10 minutes of debate about this. I'm disappointed in the White House. I don't think they have a clear strategy in Syria, and I don't think this president in particular, based on the way he campaigned, should be the president that opens up this doctrine of unilateral executive war. But ultimately, the fault is really on Congress's shoulders, because it's our job to do the declaration, and there's been a complete abdication.
No, it is. It's on all sides here. Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat from Virginia. There was some other stuff I wanted to get to and some politics. Running a little short today, and this is too important of a topic. Thank you, sir.